Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this afternoon mountain weather update. My first stop is the Sierra where the snow continues. This is Palisades, Tahoe. They're reporting like 2 feet of snow in the last couple of days and we're not done yet. The snow will continue tonight and probably through the day tomorrow as well. All right, let me show you radar. This is sort of the wide view across the west here. You can see still that precip streaming up towards Lake Tahoe. And in Southern California, I'll take you there in just a minute. It is raining very hard. But there's your snow up around the Wasatch, some snow heading through the Tetons, some rain snow up in Washington and Oregon. Let me take you to Southern California. Look at that rich flow. This is the atmospheric river, this conveyor belt of moisture just running right over the top of Los Angeles. Some places now reporting like 11 inches of rain out of this thing, and there's more to come. I mean, we're talking flash flooding, mudslides, all of that, and then that moisture will head upstream and slam into the Sierra, and it's being lifted. So that's why we're seeing heavy snow in a lot of the Sierra, not just in Southern California, but in Northern California. It's a very rich flow as well. All right, let me show you what I'm seeing here this afternoon. Here are the latest bullet points I've got. So the storm cycle continues. The California storm system will probably go for another day into 2-6. And that storm is already sending moisture into Utah, Wyoming, Idaho. I showed you that on radar. The powerful jet that's coming out of California is basically taking all that moisture, scooping it up, and just escorting it upstream into Utah, Wyoming, Idaho. And that's the case. It started today, will continue tomorrow, probably all the way into 2-9. Certainly that'd be the case through a lot of Utah. It may end on 2-8 in Wyoming. But Colorado, you've got snow coming 2-6 through 2-10. And what's happening is we're going to have the main storm come out of California. But then there are two other pieces of energy that will race out of the Pacific Northwest and Central California, and they'll be absorbed by the storm system, mesh with it, and that's going to keep the snow going over a lot of the interior Rockies through that time frame of like 2-5 to noon, 2-9, 2-6 to 2-10, and that also includes New Mexico. You've got snow on the way as well. And then a fast weak storm system will cross the northern tier of states around 211 through 214, basically coming out of the Pacific Northwest, BC, and then kind of running down through Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, and potentially Colorado as well. So we'll look at all of that in this forecast update. I want to go back and I want to show you water vapor here this afternoon. So in this, again, your moisture is in your whites and your blues, your greens, and there is our storm system just sitting and spinning. Again, with just this powerful jet on market. This powerful subtropical jet stream right here, that rich AR moisture that's being escorted in like a conveyor belt, all of that coming together there. And then it's so strong that, like I was saying, all these waves of moisture then getting sent into the interior and snowing upstream. There's another big storm system back here, which is going to send some energy up through Canada and Alaska and then down into the lower 48 in the extended period. Here's the forecast radar and satellite. So this is the latest. This is the situation at about 5:30 here. That's the setup on radar. Here's tomorrow, 2-6 in the afternoon. Now here's 2-7 in the morning. Widespread snow. The low starts to make its move into the interior through Utah and Wyoming, Idaho, Montana. The snow picks up in intensity. And western and southwest Colorado, northern New Mexico, everybody's getting it. Here's 2-7 in the afternoon. Now it's hard to distinguish here, but the main low is spinning through the four corners and then out through Colorado. But behind it, two pieces of energy will be rotating in and keeping the snow going. It's like this storm is so large it absorbs these two other little pieces of energy. So that's 2-8 in the morning. There's 2-8 in the afternoon. You can see the next one coming in through Central California, diving down and keeps the snow going. Look at Colorado, New Mexico, snowing all the way through 2-10, and then that storm exits. But that's not it. Watch the Pacific Northwest, BC. Little waves of energy are going to come across the northern tier, Idaho, Wyoming, brushing the Wasatch, and then rolling down into Colorado through 214. So it's an interesting pattern. The main storm cycle is basically through 210, and then what we see after that is coming in with a different flow pattern. All right, let's talk about the jet stream here. So this is 2-6, this is tomorrow. Your main trough is still trying to pull out of California, but it's slow, but it's already escorting moisture and blowing it up into Utah, Colorado, Wyoming. Here's the jet on 2-8, makes its move, big broad trough across the west. So it's got the main storm system moving through the Intermountain West, and then those two pieces will come in behind it and be absorbed. 214. So this is what I was talking about. It's a different pattern by 214. You've got somewhat of this the branch, the northern branch coming in and steering that storm down from the Pacific Northwest, BC, down into Montana, Wyoming, brushing Utah and Colorado, 213, 214. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Snowfall by time period. So the rest of today through tomorrow, potentially another 4 to 8 inches across the Wasatch, 3 to 6 up in the Tetons. And tomorrow we start to see that moisture hit western and southwest Colorado. A little bit of leftover snow in the Sierra all the way through tomorrow. Not as heavy as what we've seen, but it's still going to be there. All right, here's the second period. So this is 2-7 through 2-10, potentially 2 to 2.5 feet for the Wasatch. 7 to 10 inches in the Tetons, 4 to 10 up around Big Sky, Bridger Bowl, Discovery, and Red Lodge. Western and southwest Colorado will get the most, anywhere from 8 to 16, with a little bit less, although the numbers have crept up a little bit on the Continental Divide. 6 to 8 inches up there, Winter Park, Loveland A Basin, Keystone, Eldora, Summit County. But look at southwest Colorado, northern New Mexico, potentially 1 to 2 feet of accumulation, and another 4 to 6 for the Sierra. Final time period, northern branch takes over just a little bit, and you've got that snow. Let me back up one time period, just look at BC in particular. So Kicking Horse to Revelstoke, 2 to 8 inch swath in 2-7 to 2-10, and then that second period is roughly another 1 to 4 through Kicking Horse, Revelstoke, a little bit more around Fernie. But you can see how the pattern takes the snow, rotates it down through Montana, Wyoming, and then eventually into Colorado potentially as well. 211 through 214. Final stop is in the northeast. Again, not a lot of snow here after the storm track really shifted away. Most of what you see here happens after 2-9, and in particular, even later in the period, 212, 213, 214. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this afternoon mountain weather update. Still a lot of snow yet to fall across the west. Thanks for tuning in here. I always appreciate it.